There comes a moment in nearly every young man's life when he feels like he has something to prove he's strong enough, successful enough, respected enough, masculine enough. Some men spend their lives chasing that feeling. They buy things they can't afford, they pick fights they don't need, they seek attention instead of purpose. They measure themselves by what other people think instead of who they are becoming. The tragedy isn't that they lack manhood. The tragedy is that they've been convinced manhood is something that must constantly be performed. Today, let's sit down with a father who has already learned what many young men spend decades trying to discover. Episode 2: When you feel like you have to prove yourself. A young man had just started a new job. He wanted everyone to know he belonged. He stayed late even when it wasn't necessary. He talked louder than everyone else in meetings. He interrupted conversations to prove he had the answer. He spent money on clothes he couldn't afford. Every compliment became fuel. Every criticism became an attack. Every room felt like an audition. He wasn't trying to do good work. He was trying to convince everyone he deserved to be there. One evening, his father noticed something. The son talked endlessly about what everyone else thought. Not once did he mention what he had actually learned. His father smiled gently. "Son, who are you trying to convince?" The room grew quiet, because for the first time, the son didn't know the answer. "My son, the world has confused being noticed with being valuable. It has convinced many young men that if enough people admire them, then they must finally be enough. But applause is a dangerous thing to build your life upon. The crowd cheers today and forgets tomorrow. If your confidence depends on applause, then silence will always make you question yourself. Don't build your identity on reactions. Build it on reality. My son, never confuse attention with achievement. Some men become experts at looking successful. Others quietly become successful. One performs, the other produces. Performance ends when the audience leaves. Production continues long after nobody is watching. Competence speaks for itself. When you become excellent at what you do, people won't have to be convinced. Your work will introduce you. Your integrity will sustain you, and your character will outlive your reputation. Real manhood isn't loud. It doesn't need to announce itself. It doesn't need to dominate every conversation. It doesn't need to win every argument. It doesn't need to remind everyone who's in charge. Real strength is usually quiet. It keeps its promises. It shows up consistently. It protects. It provides. It serves. It learns. It grows. The strongest men I've ever known didn't spend much time telling people how strong they were. People simply experienced it. The world rewards visibility. Life rewards value. Those aren't always the same thing. The internet can make someone famous overnight, but it cannot make them dependable. Money can buy attention. It cannot buy respect. Respect is earned slowly. Competence is built patiently. Character is developed quietly. The strongest foundations are usually laid where nobody is watching, and that's exactly where real men are made. Son, stop asking whether people are impressed by you. Start asking whether your character impresses the people who know you best. Real manhood doesn't need an audience. The strongest men don't perform, they produce. Confidence grows from competence, not applause.